What do you mean I'm blocked? No, I'm not blocked. We talk every single day. He never blocked me. He loves me too much. You have to keep repeating those type of affirmations, positive affirmations to yourself, no matter what happens. 3D reality is old news. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so excited for this video. This will absolutely motivate you into persisting with living in the end with your desire. I am certain that you will leave this video with a new wave of hope and happiness, because it sure did help me as well when I came across this post a couple of years ago, because this is quite an older success story, I would say. It's at least a few years old. So this is called How I Quickly Manifested My SP Back. You can do it just as fast. Of course you can. Okay, so the person writes, my SP story started when I met a guy who ticked all of the boxes on my list of a dream partner. When we first met, the relationship was easy, everything flowed naturally and easily fell into place. He was everything I had always wanted and he really liked me. I had always been a very confident person when it came to relationships and had this belief I can have any guy I want. However, because I felt this particular guy was so perfect, I literally put him on a pedestal, seeing him as some sort of god. This is a really important piece of information here. It already tells you that you can be a really naturally confident person, but then once you start putting somebody else on the pedestal, things can go downhill pretty quickly. For the first time in my life, I started to feel anxiety like no other. My mind was running wild. If he wouldn't reply to my messages instantly or call me back or would cancel dates, I would automatically think the worst. So because she put the person on such high pedestal, because she described him as perfect for her, he ticked all of the boxes, right? He's literally perfect for you. That's what you think. And so the person started spiraling. This is when their insecurities and fears started to kick in, basically. So the person would assume he's not interested, there is someone else. I kept repeating this story for months, and then eventually that is what happened. So the person was affirming the negative assumptions that the person is bored, they're losing interest, this and that, blah, 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 for months. So this shows you how long for her it took assumptions to overtake and actually materialize in the 3D. And this varies from person to person depending on how easily your subconscious mind is prone to being influenced to certain assumptions. So for some people, this can happen within days, weeks, and in her case, it was for months. She was being anxious and repeating those negative beliefs regarding her relationship with him. We had a massive fight and stopped speaking. I was devastated and desperate to get him back, but everything I did just pushed him further away. That was when I decided I need to take control, and enough was enough. I had created this situation with my conscious negative thoughts and only I could fix it. So luckily she knew that she has the power of creating the reality that she wanted, and she had the confidence already, right? She mentioned she's naturally a confident person. For reference, by this point we had not spoken or been in contact for 6 months, and he literally told me to never contact him again. First of all, the first circumstance is for her in this case was no contact with her SP, and her SP telling her, I don't ever want to see you again. I decided to take every negative thought about him, our relationship and the argument we had, and bin it. From this point onwards, I would never repeat the old story again. Like it had never happened. Revise it if you have to. That's what I did. I revised, and the evening we had the argument into a lovely romantic date, and things were left in a good way with my SP telling me he loved me and will see me soon. So what she started doing is she basically flipped the script. She flipped every single negative belief that she held about him and the relationship into something that she wanted to actually experience. She started repeating the affirmations, affirming. She started living in a state of already being with him in a happy relationship and acting as if nothing ever happened. I also took my SP off the pedestal. He's just a normal person. This is my life and I am the god of my reality. Facts. Absolutely 100% a fact. So in my head, I decided on a new story in which I was the most important person and my SP was head over heels in love with me. I wrote down a list of affirmations about me, how I was confident, attractive, and I can get any man I want, and I deserve this amazing relationship. So she already created her perfect SP, how she wanted him to be, basically. Then about the relationship, we are so in love and in a happy, committed relationship. I kept the affirmations short and easy to remember so I could repeat them whenever I needed to. This is a really good advice, to keep your affirmations short so you can remember them. You don't have to make them long. Just keep them nice, short and simple, because the universe knows exactly who your SP is. And then she goes on saying, a strict mental diet is what worked for me. I hardly ever visualized, but when I repeated my affirmations, images of us walking down the street hand in hand would pop into my mind naturally. But even if they didn't, that was okay. I didn't force anything. So she obviously had a really good mental diet. And in her case, she wasn't the type of person that would enjoy visualizing, which is fine. She preferred to affirm. Anything works. These are just the tools for you to help you live in the end and feel like you already have the desire. And for some people, it's affirmations. For some people, it's visualization. For some people, it's journaling. Personally, I prefer visualizing and inner conversations, like imagining. Every time a negative thought came to my mind, I said no and repeated my affirmations until I felt a shift into a positive place. I did this consciously until the negative thoughts were completely gone. It didn't take long. Another thing I added to my routine was I would repeat my affirmations to myself every night until I fell asleep. So she basically, whenever the old thoughts popped back into her head, old doubts, she went, no, I know these are my thoughts. That's why it's so important to always think about what you're thinking to yourself. During this time, I must stress, you have to ignore your current reality and what's happening in the 3D world. This is a really important sentence. 3D reality is old news. Completely live like you're in this amazing relationship with your SP. The affirmations will make it easier to stay in that place. Don't react to anything that is opposite to your desire and don't wait around for calls or messages. Exactly. So imagine you already have your desire, you already are in this relationship. If you don't see the evidence in the 3D that your manifestation is coming to fruition, do not stress about it. Just ignore it. Keep telling yourself that, no, he just messaged me. What do you mean I'm blocked? No, I'm not blocked. We talk every single day. He never blocked me. He loves me too much. You have to keep repeating those type of affirmations, positive affirmations to yourself, no matter what happens. I would just look at my phone and say, why is he always calling and messaging me? Exactly. Enjoy life and do things that you would do if you already had this person in your life. Would you be Googling how to get an ex back, etc., etc., if you had them? No, so stop doing that. You know how to manifest, so go ahead and practice it. You can't learn forever and there are no shortcuts to this. You have to put in the work and test the law for yourself. Beautifully said. Even Neville Goddard stressed the importance of testing the law and see it work for yourself. Like I have said in my previous video, which I will link down below to that video, watching too many videos and becoming obsessed with the type of content that is, instead of obsessing and watching thousands of videos, just choose one and put it into practice, because you already have the theory, you know how to do it, but you need to put in the work in order to have the things in your 3D physically. The final and most important thing is persist in the new story. Do not give up. Don't look for signs or feel like you have to contact them. Keep affirming until this new story feels more real than the old one. And before you know it, the 3D world will catch up with your imagination. When you least expect it, your SP will be back with you. They have no choice but to conform to your assumptions of them, because everyone is you pushed out. If you believe they love you, miss you, and only want you, they have to appear that way in your reality, period. Remember, there is no one to change but self. You can't change change your SP in the 3D world without changing them in your thoughts and imaginations first. Change the old story you're telling yourself about them. All you must do is dedicate the time and effort to control your mind. This may sound harsh, but you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Some people say they are on a strict mental diet but are only positive when they're affirming, and then allow the mind to run wild rest of the time. This is also really important. A very important thing that she noticed, that she picked up on. Many people get impatient and only get positive when they affirm they are in the state of having it, already living in the end, only when they are affirming. But you have to stay in that feeling of wish fulfilled all the time, not just when you're affirming or you miss them and you visualize it, it feels good, but then your old thoughts pop in. You have to keep persisting. When you're on a strict mental diet, you should take control of every thought 24/7. It will get easier the more you do it, yes. As for my SP, he contacted me 3 weeks into my mental diet, so that was really fast actually. This is a clear example that she was putting in the work and then picking up the fruit of her hard work. Apologizing and telling me how he'd missed me and wanted to see me. We're now in a loving, committed relationship. He is the best partner ever because I have created him that way. Everything I had been affirming to myself came true. Even now, when he does things that annoy me, I don't argue with him. I just change it in my mind. Wow. Once you adjust your mindset, your whole world will change. The way I look at it is, it's your life, you write the script. Your SP is only an extra in your film. You're the lead, so you call the shots. You can have this too. Just believe in yourself and your relationship and take control of your mind. Best of luck, everyone. So this was a lovely example of a success story, one of many out there. I will share my own success stories as well with you in next videos. I hope you really enjoyed this one, and if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel for more content like this one, and let me know what you think, and let me know about your situation, what you're trying to manifest, and maybe I will be able to make a video on that or help you in a comment section. Bye for now.